Okay, we should be live finally. Welcome to the Out There channel, New Zealand. Let's see how this first stream goes. Anybody out there that wants to join in? I need to share hangouts. There we are, launching. Hey, QQ Vid. I'm still tweaking things. I'm not sure how loud the music is for you guys, but it gets quite loud here. Are you going to join the chat? I'm just converting some other songs to add. Looks like it has to be wave because it's an old Manny cam I'm using. Doesn't seem to like my MP3s for some reason. You don't like synthy music?
Right, you've got an echo.
Have I?
Right, have you got YouTube on?
I've got YouTube on, but muted.
You need to mute YouTube.
I have.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I can see you, but so how many people we got on here? 2.
Right, so what's happening at the moment is you can hear you coming through your YouTube channel.
Not
hold
too
on,
sure.
hold on. Do you know what? I am so sorry. I am so
Is it
sorry.
me
Do
or
not
you?
listen to me. It was at my end. How embarrassing.
It sounds alright my end, but it's very loud this end.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I am such a noob. How are you, mate?
Bit rough with the back. Got a few aches and pains. But yeah, I've had like 4 hours sleep. I just couldn't sleep with the pain, so I just kept on working on this stuff.
Oh,
So I don't know where all the options are on this thing. Probably doing it
Right.
the hard way, using the Google stuff rather than using the proper server.
Right. Do you see on the top left of your screen? You should have a line
Of
of
what?
like about 6
Yeah.
objects. Yeah.
What, Hangouts?
Yeah. Now the top one, if you click on that, a box will click
Adjust
on it. Right, a
bandwidth.
box pops out.
Yeah.
Now, if you
Invite
want to
people. I've
chat
already
in
done
that,
that.
pardon?
Sorry.
Um, if you pop that chat out, and I say hi,
Yeah, I got chat here going. Yeah, I can see you. Hi, Paul. You said,
right, yeah,
but that's not the
right
same
now,
as the YouTube one. That's the Hangouts one, isn't it? Does it connect? Yeah.
right. If you've got that box open while you're streaming, everybody will see what's written in that box.
Right.
Where I tend to write something is like I'm watching on my other screen. I've got you on YouTube, so I can see I'm on camera at the moment. Now it's gone to your picture, and now it's gone back to me. So if I put the same message there, you'll see it pop up in a sec. You know, I can see it there already.
I can see
But I'm
you.
not sure
Yeah.
whether it goes straight through for people on YouTube.
It doesn't seem to connect straight to YouTube. It seems to be separate. Hangouts chat is separate to the YouTube one. I don't think
But
my one come through, did it?
are
Unless it's
you
a delay.
watching? Are you watching your stream while
Yeah,
you're
but
talking to me?
yeah, that's
And
muted.
that's cool. And everything is like 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, is that normal?
Yeah, that's perfectly normal.
So I'm actually seeing
It's
you
always
on
like that.
Hangouts at the same time. But my message on the side on Hangouts didn't go to YouTube. Let's try
The one that you
welcome.
put on the screen where you put hey, welcome to out there.
OT.
Yeah, that does.
My E key's a bit stuffed here.
Yeah, that chat there doesn't go to YouTube. That's a chat for this call.
Yeah, that's what I
And,
thought. That's
and
why
just
I
the
opened it
people
up.
in the call.
That's why I opened up this one to get to the other chat. But I
Yeah,
noticed when I
everybody uses the chat next to your actual what's playing on what people are seeing on YouTube. That's where everybody chats.
is it worth having this other one open then?
Generally not. But it's like if you've got somebody in the call and they say, "Oh, I've got this cool link," for a particular topic that you're talking about, they can post the link there, and then you can open it and view it in another window. And you can also select that to, share screen and have everybody watch it. But when you do it that way, the video isn't as smooth as if you were watching it properly. It goes very, very staggery, but that's down to probably bandwidth and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I'm on 1 gigabit connection here, so it should be all right. Going through switches in the house, through the walls. We live in a new house here, and it's got the phone wires in the wall. You just connect it for our patch panel here. but I also got Wi-Fi. Normally,
It's
I would have opened up a tablet probably and tried to get it on there to view.
that's another way of doing it.
I think that's what Uni Rock does.
Yeah, see, I have two screens set up. So that's you that I'm actually looking at now. And then over there, that's what we're seeing. That's what people on YouTube are seeing right now. And the chat
There's a
in
wee
the
bit
YouTube.
30 seconds behind.
Yeah, that's actually 30 seconds behind. Give or take 20, 30
It
seconds. Yeah.
makes it a bit hard for us to synchronize it. Oh, what's happening there? Oh, you turned your cam round, did you?
Yeah. Safe sharing screens. Yeah. But
I thought
but
you had
yeah,
to be careful of someone hacking through Hangouts. Wasn't there some sort of hack where you share the desktop or something?
I
And it
don't know.
shows
I haven't actually heard of that, to be perfectly honest.
yeah, didn't Uni Rock get hacked, and so did the other guy that he talks to with the beard. I can't remember his name now. Mandela, a
I
guy.
don't know.
They shared the
Don't know
desktop and it
anything.
had the key on the screen, which is in clear text. But maybe they fixed that now. I don't know. Maybe they encrypt the line. So you share the top line. I normally just click on the little first icon in the pull down called invite people.
If that works for you, do it that way. All I do is, yeah, I'll share my screen because it won't actually let me post on your channel.
Well, you're
So
coming quite good, considering that we've got a massive Earth in between us. Unless you believe in flat Earth.
don't be silly, Paul. Like, can you see my HTTP bar? Or is the top line you can see
Yeah.
like it got Daisy on it there?
Why's that thing stuck down at the moment? I saw you looking at something before.
Yeah, see, according from what I'm seeing of the cam. Oh no, you can't see it. Right. You see that HTTP at the top? And
It's
I've
got a
just highlighted in blue.
I've got a pop up in the way. Yeah, it's just gone up. Bugger off. What? How'd you get rid of that? Oh, you got to
Right.
click on the
So
chat.
just
Okay, you can show it now. Your screen might be a bit smaller than mine. You probably got higher res than my little laptop here, 15-inch. I think mine only goes up to 1300 by 760 or something.
yeah, it's
Have you,
probably just a different size screen. Yeah, but you just copy and paste that HTTP.
so you
So
just copy the very top.
yeah, that's
But
all
look,
I do.
I wonder if I can see it. Uh, Stop talking so it goes back to you. Oh, you have to say something.
You want me to talk blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I can barely just see the writing. It's like 4-point font. So yeah, I
It's
just
basically
normally
that.
do the pull down and little plus thing there and just say copy that line there.
If that works, you know,
Mm. So have
do
we
it
got
that
any
way.
extra people on? We got God's Child on. He's probably got bored by now.
Um, God's
God's
child. I
Child,
spoke
was it?
about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, he said he was going to sub.
Oh, another actually about 10 minutes ago.
I said we'll probably talk about UFOs and aliens, but really this is just a play around stream. Talk about anything.
Yeah, it's just work out how to use it. Like, yeah, there's something you should know. You see it on your screen, you can see me in a little box down in the right-hand corner somewhere.
Yeah, there's a little pull down.
And if you, yeah, right, do the pull down on yours.
And you can eject.
Right, on mine, because I'm a guest coming to your call because you started the call, right? So on mine, my options are, let me just bring it up
Mute.
back on again.
Mute, probably.
Profile and mute.
Yeah.
They're my options when I go onto your screen.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Profile, ignore, mute. That's what I've got on my screen. Now, on yours, I think you have about 5 options, don't you, or something?
Yeah. I'm not too sure how to make you a mod off the chats. How do you do that? You have to do that on YouTube, I would have thought.
Yeah, on the YouTube chat, you'll see
Look.
3 dots next to the end of everybody's comment.
Okay, what's it got? Go to channel, report, remove, put user on timeout, add as a moderator. There you go. What's that done to you? Has it put a crown on you or something? I've got a crown next to mine.
Yeah, you have a crown because you're the
Yours has got a
head.
spanner now, I think.
Yeah,
It's like,
everybody gets a spanner if they're a moderator. Thank you for the modding, by the way.
That's all right. We haven't got too many
see, now,
swearing at the moment.
that now gives me more options.
Right, and what,
Generally.
Hangouts? In
Well,
Hangouts
now
or that?
in the actual YouTube chat, I could time somebody out. I think the way it's normally set is it times them out, which means they can't put anything in chat for about 5 or 6 minutes. I think you can change that timing, but don't quote me on that. And if you put hide user, they can continue to watch the show, but they can't interact in any way. And every comment they have posted during the show disappears.
Right.
They also can't rejoin. So
I
you
don't
can
normally.
post the link a million
I don't.
times and can't rejoin.
Yeah, I don't normally ban people though. Only if they keep
It
swearing.
you've got to be careful though, because a close friend of mine was doing one where a troll came on and started to show pornography, and it
How'd they
was
do that?
what they
Oh,
did was
on
they
the video.
they shared their screen and had pornography playing.
Was that to get you a strike?
Quite possibly. Well, this wasn't with me. This was with a friend of mine.
I suppose you can always change your own stream options to restricted, I suppose, to by age. That would solve it, wouldn't it?
You're still not allowed to show pornography. So
Aren't you?
if somebody was to put up, your best thing is to take the video down straight away. That's the
What, the stream?
safest thing.
Take the actual stream down. Or take the person down.
No, boot the person out so they can't get back in. And then as soon as the stream finishes, go onto YouTube and delete it off your video list, because it goes in there once you finish streaming. It goes in there as a.
You can actually edit videos once they've uploaded as well. You can click
do,
edit.
but you do need to do it fast, just in case, because if you were being trolled while that's up on your screen, people could be recording it and
You
crap to
think
use it
the
against you.
Google bot would be a bit more intelligent and be able to detect
Yeah, you would
naked
think so.
people? Well, yeah, I don't know. I thought you could have nude people on there as long as you had your restriction settings on, like the age limit, and you can change
Quite
the
possibly.
I think you can change the PG setting.
You quite
Well,
possibly can
I
put.
don't know
I
if you
mean, I
watch
have into it. You know what I mean?
Do you watch Sticks? What's his name? Sticks Hex and Hammer 666.
No, I don't think so.
He never wears a t-shirt, and he says, "If you got a problem with that, don't go to the beach." He wears a leather jacket like I've got there, but wears no top. So he's got a nice smooth chest. He's probably waxes. You should watch him channel. He's quite good. He's pro-Trump, of course, and he laughs at the
He's
liberals.
got to be a good guy then.
He's funny and he's very intelligent. He's probably got an IQ of at least 130, I'd say. But yeah, he's only the Generation M that actually makes any sense on politics. He works on his own channel, but he sort of hops on to Paul Watson's thing occasionally when he interviews him. So yeah, so I killed the
Sorry to
music.
interrupt you, Paul. I was just going to say one good thing to get used to doing as well is keep an eye on your actual chat. It's something I always forget to do. It's all right if I'm on somebody else's live stream, but when I'm doing one myself, I always forget to pay attention to the chat.
Right.
Because you will find that you get people asking you questions and stuff like that in the chat. And
Yep. Well, we got a Stephen Owens on.
Hey, Stephen.
These people don't have Hangouts, I guess. But I just do everything through the Chrome browser, and you just log into Google Plus, and it just automatically logs into everything. So I thought maybe a few other regulars that we know may have jumped on. So what time? You're normally like 12 hours behind me, but day before, isn't it? So it's what, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock?
It's 5 to 12 here.
Yeah, 5 to 12.
In the afternoon.
Whereabouts city you're in?
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you would have grown up with Man About the House.
Yes.
I got some of those on the drive actually. Yeah. And Frank Spencer was another one that we used to watch.
Classic.
Yeah, and the Goodies was the ones after school.
Oh, the Goodies were brilliant. Bill Oddie and Tim and
Yeah, they got a good one with the computer on it, and he falls in love with the computer, and they run away together. But the most funny one is where they go hunting Rolf Harris in the outback. And actually, Rolf Harris wanted to actually play his own self in the Goodies, but they wouldn't allow it because he used to follow them and have a chuckle. Yeah, we grew up with the Monty Python side of things, and Kenny Everett. Don't know what happened to him. And what's all the other Benny Hill? Yes.
Oh, absolute classic. Friggin' love Benny Hill. He got away with so many things. Yeah.
I should find that music and put it on the channel.
It's copywritten, that, by the way.
What is? Benny
Hill
Hill's
theme tune.
I thought you can use any TV themes.
Not to my knowledge. I might be wrong, and there might be places you can get it from. Stephen Owens in chat. Are you from Liverpool as well?
Well, there are a lot of UKers up about now on the web.
Yeah, well, it's Saturday afternoon, and so it's a good time for us over here.
I put the time up on my stream there so everybody knows. So, but you'll be a day behind. You'd be the 5th there, wouldn't you? Or maybe.
No, it's the 6th.
No, yep, you're just coming into the new day, and we're just finishing up here. Yep, that's right. We're almost the first to see in the new year as well. A few islands out there that see it first. I'm actually in Christchurch. So if you look on that little flag up the corner there, I'm on the little red bit that's sticking out the side in the South Island there, where they had the big quakes. You should have seen my bedroom. I had CD racks all around the edges, and the CDs were firing at me like machine guns.
Yeah.
And of course, I didn't have any PGs on because it was summer and it was sweating hot, so I was just in bed. So, yeah, I had these great big heavy metal disco lights that flew off the cupboard directly at me and landed at my bare feet. And of course, it's all pitch black, so you can't see what's going on. But yeah, it was unreal, man. The house felt like it was actually on the sea. You could actually feel the waves of the earthquake. You could feel it going up and down like a sine wave. Crazy, man.
To Steve Owens in chat, no, I haven't seen much in our local skies. I believe there was the odd sighting over in Wales about a week and a half ago.
Yeah. Not another balloon one, was it?
God knows.
I've yet to go through more MUFON cases, but I haven't been very well lately. And of course, taking painkillers does your head in, makes you very tired, so you sleep a lot. But at the moment, I'm just suffering the pain because I don't want to go on painkillers. Pros and cons.
Well, I don't envy you, mate. I'm sorry to hear it. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I'll go and get X-rays in a couple of weeks, so maybe they can find out. I'm actually laying on the side of the bed and I'm sliding off because I lay on the bed with my laptop and work. I don't think I could sit in a proper chair anymore. It'd be too painful. I've got a load of cushions helping me out. But yeah, I would have thought maybe we could get the MUFON Mr. Earl on, see if he'd have a go. But he would be sleeping now. It's about 4 in the morning over there in California. That's the problem with time zones.
Yeah.
All the people so spread out around the world. Let's see, most of my people come from either Canada, UK, USA. I think there might be some in South Africa, some in Australia, some in New Zealand. But that's pretty much it that follow me. I've got a ex-vet mate who refuses to go on social media because it's a spy network. And he's always watched my channel from the beginning. And he actually rips them to the hard drive and meets up with his ex-vet mates every month, and they watch all the UFO stuff together because most of them don't have internet and they don't have social. And it was quite funny because I asked him whether his mates and him would go on camera and talk about all the UFO encounters they had during Vietnam, but none of them would go on camera or even have their voices disguised or faces. So I wanted them to talk about their stories even to audio, MP3 or something, and draw pictures of what they saw. So I still don't know what they're saying, but apparently they saw a long streaky one, which was a bit like a rod critter. They thought it was a missile at first, and it sort of bent and shot up in a different direction, which missiles don't do. So they've seen a few things while they were fighting over there. Are you still on?
Yes, yes.
The noise.
I was going to say, just check my screen. Right, this is what we all use to
Yeah.
talk to each other. Now, when you start a call, like you started this call, and as you can see at the top of my screen, it's saying the Out There channel, and it's
Yeah.
saying that this call is live now.
Right.
Right. If I click on that, it opens up another window. Now,
Yeah.
here,
Quite.
anything I say here is private between the people who are actually on here now. So, hi. Now, if you're on Hangouts, you'll see I've said hi to you.
It's a wee bit too small for me to see, actually.
Yeah, I can't even move over. It won't let you move it over. And then that's like, this is like my friends list kind of thing. So if I was going live in say 10 minutes, I'd probably put out a link saying, hi, going live in 10 minutes. And I'd send the link to everybody on my friends list. Or if say Kyle was going live, I'd go through my friends list. And that way, rather than only a couple of people getting the notification, anybody who's got the Hangouts open, and some people have it set so that when a message comes through on the Hangouts, the phone will bleep. You know, the people who tend to use the phones for Hangouts.
I'd have
And
to.
it's a good way of letting another, say, a list of 20 odd people know that you're going live in 10
How'd you get that
minutes.
side list up?
The list of friends, you press the two people next to each other.
List of friends. I don't see it.
It comes up as new conversation.
Was it on the left side?
It's on the left
Control
side, but
control room?
no, no, no,
Cameraman.
no. You're looking at the wrong panel. This is a different place completely.
Up the very top.
This is Google Hangouts.
That's what I'm looking at. Google Hangouts.
Yeah, but you're looking at the stream, aren't you? On your
Yeah.
stream window where you've got
Yeah.
chat, share screen, showcase, Q&A, control room, and then add-on apps. It's not on that screen at all. I'm trying to think how I can get you to go there.
You got three monitors there, haven't you?
Two monitors.
Two monitors. So you're sharing your desktop on one. Is that what you're
Yeah,
doing there? So you've opened up another tab with Hangouts
yeah,
again. Is that what you've done?
yeah.
So I'd have to go back to the
Well,
tab
don't
here.
do it now. What I'll do is I'll post the link for Google Hangouts in the stream now. And
I
then when
thought
the
I
stream
posted.
goes live, you'll be able to look through the chat and find it. Right, so
Oh, you got to add people to Hangouts. You mean like add friends to Hangouts?
yeah,
Yeah, the people that were on the list. Well, who connect? You should be able to do that right. A little pull down though, and say add it as a friend or something. Surely
well,
profile. Could it be profile?
yeah, there's
Seems
the
to be
link
up.
anyway.
It's opening up a tab. Profile. Here it comes. Follow. But that's on Google Plus. Where's Hangouts then?
The first link, yeah, let me try it.
Uh,
Yeah, see, the first link should take you to Google Hangouts. Or maybe you've got to set something up. I'll have to ask around. I'll ask one of the guys and see if they can remind me how to do it. In fact, you know what?
normally click. Yeah, I've got to Google Hangouts. You click on that, looks like a Rubik's Cube pattern. So you open up a tab and you click on, what's it called? Google Apps. So here you are.
Possibly. I
It's,
don't want to say yeah because I can't remember how I did it.
here we go. And it's got you saying you're on camera with hi. And I can right click archive, leave. But where does it say add as friend? No, it hasn't got add as a friend.
Yeah, what it does have,
Yeah, I've just
right,
clicked on it.
is you see at the top here, new conversation.
Yeah, I
Right,
got a new
click new
thing up.
conversation and it'll
Click
ask
on.
for a name or an email address. So if you put in there QQQvid
Oh, I think
and
there's got to
see
be
if
a
you
lot
go,
easier way than that. Hang
but there might be, but
on.
it is relatively simple because when you type in my name there, my icon should come up and then you just click invite on my box. I get the
Yeah.
invitation, accept it, and we then have a private chat window that nobody else
Uh,
can view
enter
unless
name
you share it.
QQQ. Yeah, it's brought you up with the 3 Qs. Then I'll click on you there.
If you
Loading.
hover over it or click on it, it should come up invite.
No, I think I must have done it wrong. Yeah. No, it's not coming up with invite. Beats me. Contacts. Maybe you have to click on that. Maybe I'm in the wrong part. Here we go. That might be it. Pin to top. Start video. No. Still nothing about add contact. That's strange.
It's got to be a much easier way of doing this.
That's right, you spend a lot of time on this sort of stuff trying to figure it out. Ah, it's got a plus symbol. What's that one do? Create a hangout. Create a group hangout with QQvid. Is that the one?
Well, we've actually already got one open.
Hmm. So how do we add you into contacts? Oh, that's confusing.
Yeah, could be a lot more simple. I'd say I bet you we're just being retards. Or at least I'm being a retard. It's your first time on it, innit? So I'm afraid I'm going to have to take the blame for this one.
Hmm.
You didn't have to agree with me there.
I thought we'd have a few more people and so what's they been saying? Why have we not been looking? It's got QQvid Hangouts on the screen here, so if I click on that, that should add.
No, that was just a link to get to the Hangouts page.
Oh, right. Oh, what has happened?
And then one of the later ones messed up a little bit. I think I was trying to do them too fast.
Yeah, you just push that the 9 dots, and that is called Apps, Google Apps, and you can find Hangouts there and all the other programs you use. That's
Oh,
what I
right.
use. Makes it really easy. But I can't see how to add you to a contact list. It should be automatic anyway. So, not many UFO people about today.
No, that doesn't seem to be, does there? Right.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen a UFO in New Zealand myself, but my dad's seen one zigzag a sphere while he was fishing in one of the rivers in the South Island here. And he never told anyone about it until was talking about another mate that was up at Kaikoura, where you might remember the famous 1978 Kaikoura lights, where he happened to be up there in the valley hunting that year. And he said a sphere light went zigzag through the valley there, and all the creatures went all silent. And he didn't know what it was, and it went upwards and disappeared out the valley, and then all the creatures come alive again, all the crickets and whatever they have in the bush up there. Probably what do they call it, wickers in birds. But yeah, the only thing I've seen that could possibly be a UFO was a bright light going in a direction that wasn't normal for satellites that we normally get, because you normally see them pass over. What is it? Anti-clockwise around here, and this one wasn't even going the opposite direction. It was going in between, and it was moving quite fast. So I think it might have been a UFO, but it's before the days of smartphones, unfortunately. So you haven't seen any UFOs yourself?
Many years ago, I mean, I was probably about 13, I saw something. The actual sighting itself was really boring. It was the night Kenny Dalglish, a football player, signed for Liverpool to play for them the very first time. So it was round about 78,
Mm.
something like that. And I was walking with my mother down past Liverpool's training ground. Um, and as we're walking down, I see out the corner of my eye, I wasn't actually looking at it, but out the corner of my eye, I see a bright light shoot up into the air. I hadn't noticed the bright light before this.
Mm.
But I saw this bright light shoot up into the air, and as I looked, it was gone. It was that quick. It was just, and it was gone.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Sounds like our German friend sighting.
Well, I said to my mother, "Did you see that?" And she was like, "See what?" I said, "It was like lightning or something. I don't know what, but it was shooting upwards like a dot of light or something." And she said no, she hadn't seen anything. So didn't think
Mm.
anything more of it. But the following day, in the Liverpool Echo, which is a local paper, or was
Mm-hmm.
before they started producing it somewhere else, um, there was an article called
Mm.
Kenny's from Heaven. And the article was called that because Kenny Dalglish, the football player, had signed for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And everybody in Liverpool, Liverpool supporters were all made up about it.
Yeah.
Um, and they called it Kenny's from Heaven because the road I was walking down, Melwood, has a road, Daysbrook Lane, which runs pretty much parallel to it.
Right.
There's a good few hundred yards between them. But
Okay.
the time I was walking down there, when I saw this thing flick up into the air, there was a police officer on Daysbrook Lane, and apparently he'd stood there while washing his car for 20 minutes, watching this bright light just perfectly still over
Mm.
Liverpool's training ground.
Right.
Um, and he said that it just suddenly shot up into the air that fast that you literally couldn't keep your eyes up to it. It went that fast,
Yeah.
and that's what I saw.
Hmm. Interesting.
So
It
I
sound
can
like Does
I
sound
can
like a
say
UFO.
whatever that copper said he saw, I completely believe him because I can actually verify it, even though I wasn't standing there staring at it for 20 minutes like he was. I only saw the end of it. So boring sighting, but
Mm,
it's one that definitely happened.
yeah.
Um, and the only other thing I've seen is on my YouTube channel. And the more I look at that, the more I think it's a balloon. Although the cameraman said definitely not a balloon. Um, he thought it was a large kite that had gotten away free, possibly, but he couldn't be sure. And
Mm.
Kyle thought it was definitely a balloon. The more I look at it, the more I wonder if it was a balloon.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of investigation. I normally look at the weather history, see what the wind currents were.
Yeah, see, at the time I didn't even think about that. I
Mhm.
phoned it. I did something terrible. I tried to send it to secure team and third phase. Well, they were the first ones that came up because I hadn't been into the topic for so long. I'd been into me gaming and been doing that for a number of years, and I just completely drifted away from the topic. Um,
Yeah.
and neither of them friggers bleeding answered me anyway. And it was only Kyle answered me and said also send it to Dazza the cameraman that I actually met both of them.
All right.
And straight away was hooked back on the topic because by the following morning, both of them had given me their opinion. And Dazza had actually sent me on email where he'd stabilized about a second and a half of it right at the end before it disappears into the cloud as my camera goes out of focus as well, which just I just
See,
put the
I didn't.
cherry on the cake.
I think most of us followed these large channels to start with because we're looking for stuff on UFO that was actually meant to be current stuff. But yeah, wasn't I disappointed when I found out how much he hoaxed? As you've been watching my stuff, of course, you know what I'm talking about.
What do you do? Do you call people out who hoax?
Well, initially I was like you. I used to watch stuff because I was interested in it. I was always interested in UFOs, and our German friends saw the classic silver craft lift off in a forest, like 500 meters away, hover above the trees, then shoot straight up, like what you said, into the sky and went to a star, light, disappeared within a few seconds. Nothing can travel that fast. Not our technology, anyway. But yeah, so I first come across Secure Team because someone sent me an email and said, check this out. Another person that was interested in UFOs and aliens, a mate. And it was the one on the P67 meteorite or comet, whatever it's called. And he was saying that it was buildings on the surface. And it was sent to him by secure email and encrypted email or something. Of course, he never showed any proof of such a claim.
Surprise,
and
surprise.
and it had these what it did look like structures on the meteorite or comet or whatever it is, asteroid. But obviously they're probably photoshopped. I actually haven't actually investigated that case. But that was when I first found out about him. And then I started looking at the newer videos, and then I started going back through his older ones, and I thought, a lot of dodgy stuff here. and when that cube one come out, and it went through all the papers and stuff, and I was saying to him, mate, do you really believe this could be a UFO? It sounds a bit fishy to me. He said, nah, it's definitely bloody faked. And secure team then got on a witness, which I think is his wife, pretended to be the witness, talking about seeing it out the kitchen window. because he never proved that it was who they said they were. No photo, no person in shadow or, blocked out face. He could have done that a lot better if he was going to hoax it, but people still believe it, believe him. But that one really annoyed me, was the cube one. And then he brought out that one, the pencil sharpener, above, what is it, Texas military base. And then what come after that was the black triangle one that the son and father saw coming out of shop. You could see it was CGI, but proving it as CGI is a bit tricky because it can look quite realistic CGI. But if you have a look at it, there's no shadows. It's all the constant black. It doesn't sort of have any shade into it as it moves. Oh. But that got him quite a few subscribers because the UK Express and the Sun published it. Yeah,
You said
he
you
went.
don't swear. Liverpool,
He,
that is.
yeah.
That's absolutely disgusting, that piece of crap.
Yep. Well, I actually tried to give them some sensible UFO stories. They wouldn't bite. They weren't interested in anything I had to present to them.
I
Even
wouldn't
that.
I wouldn't belittle your channel by suggesting to have anything to do with them.
Well,
Crap
they
breeds
they did
crap.
they did have a couple of good stories on there. Mark D'Antonio was on there
Sorry,
talking
mate.
about.
Sorry, mate. I am never going to agree with you while you're talking about the sun. Never. It's just, that's a topic. I'm being dead straight with you. It's a topic in Liverpool. I don't even like to talk about that piece of crap.
Well,
And I'm
Mark
sure
and
Stephen Owens in chat knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, Mark talked about a story that he got onto a US sub because, as you know, Mark works for MUFON as video analyzing, and he's on a lot of these TV shows. But he also, before that, he was running his own model FX company where he builds scale models of submarines and planes and all sorts of other things. So he was making a living from that, handmade models. You should check out his site. He's got some interesting stuff he's done there, and he got invited to go on a submarine for a marine or whatever knew him. So he talks about he was next to the radar or the sonar operator, and they got a USO on the scope that was going faster than any other sub or torpedo could possibly go. And he said that clearly was a USO in the article. So that was one article that was on the UK rags that actually was quite valid because he actually was interviewed and they actually put what he told him. Unfortunately, we got no photographs of this USO, and it's just a story, like many other things. Hopefully, that Nimitz one will get more witnesses come forward, and it will validate that sighting that happened. And Earl might actually go and meet this guy and check out his credentials and paperwork and get his story on video. And he said he's going to give me 2% it on my channel. And he might also present it in MUFON in a presentation. Because MUFON is run by donations. It's not funded by government or anything. So it's done by people buying stuff and donating. But they used to run these seminars where people paid to go in and watch them. But I think they get most of their subs through the magazine. You sub so much a month and you get a magazine each month. and you can access the database and do more complex searches on it and get extra stuff that you can't get as a free person.
But you
But
know
he's
what happened
always
to
been.
me the other day?
Was that?
I got stitched up by my friends this time.
Oh, they tricked you, did they?
We were on a hangout. It was a private hangout, and we were just all gabbing away. And I'd been up since like 3 o'clock in the morning the day before. I'd been
Yeah.
up at this point for around about, I'll say 22 hours. And I was shattered. And at one point, it's in the middle of the night here. And at one point, I drift off for a bit and I'm like that.
Yeah.
And the screen, because of whatever was on the screens or whatever, I look all blue. UFO man, right? UFO man got a screenshot of me.
All right.
Went on to Teespring, put it on a t-shirt, put QQQ vid above it, and underneath the original spaceman. And then on the back got smell you later, which is something I often say. And me YouTube friggin' skull.
Mm.
The worst thing was it sold 3. And I know bought them as well. And I'm gonna get so trolled at some point when they come out with them wearing them things. Do you know what?
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be friends.
Mm-hmm.
They know who they are.
So I see you joined Hangouts and it didn't actually prompt me to say accept or anything on this. It just allowed you automatically to connect. Is that normal?
Yes. Yeah, that is. I'm just wondering whether when this call is over, what it will actually say then. But this is,
Mm.
we could always jump back into this room and chat. Um, it may have already added you as a friend.
Oh, you can go on for about 4 or 5 hours or more, I think. I think what it does is it does it in 4 hour chunks and then saves it and then carries on recording the next lot. Someone did a chat for 5+ hours, from what I was saying.
Well,
I've
over on
probably got.
Prowl's channel, I did a 24-hour live stream, and it actually went down for an hour because I think it turns off after 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours, and we didn't realize that at the time. So when I got so far into it,
Mm,
we were still on the Hangout because the Hangout doesn't turn off; it just stops broadcasting it.
right.
So on YouTube, the broadcast had stopped. But we were actually all still gabbing like we are now, kind of thing.
Mm,
And there was a couple of us on. So we were trying to message Kyle
right.
to say to him, restart the stream. Because he had to
Mm.
come on and reactivate it, if you like.
That's why you need
Um,
Twitter, and because Twitter can put alert up, or Facebook as well.
well, we just sent it to him through Hangouts. Um,
But if you
we
send it
use
to my
we use
if
that
you
a lot, you know.
send anything to my email, I have a little tray thing called Pop Peeper, and it's set to check every 15 minutes anyway. And I've got
Nice.
like all my email accounts and the same thing. It's got about 10 there, and it goes through and checks them all. It's quite a handy thing, and you can do a preview without downloading the emails. That was the days before fiber, where we had dial-up, and it took ages to download pictures and stuff.
Oh,
But
the good old days.
it's actually a good little email thing, Pop Peeper. You should check it out. You could add all your emails down the side. I've got Google and Hotmail there, and my regular ISP ones, and my web page ones.
I
It just
don't use the
combine.
likes of me email enough, to be perfectly honest.
Right. It gets you alerts pretty quick.
Yeah. I tell you what, the
And
alert system as well for YouTube at the moment, you know, when you're actually going live, like there's people who are probably subscribed to you, got the bell clicked and everything. We could do a stream now for 2 hours. We could finish, and then 20 minutes later, they could get the notification saying that you've just gone live. It's happened to me so many times because my phone goes off to say, like, Kyle is going live. But I've
right.
been on a stream. The
Well, they
stream
are
is finished, and we've been in and what we call the after party. And then my notification has come through.
right.
So people, you know, are getting a notification on YouTube or, you know, through whatever.
Mm.
But they're getting it sometimes hours late. And it's so random as well. At one time, I used to get all my notifications and I didn't change any settings and I suddenly stopped getting any. And
Have you made
it's
sure it's
supposed to.
ticked for all? They've
Oh,
made
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
It still doesn't come through.
when it wants to.
Very strange. So that's Google for you. It's mucking around with the system,
Yeah,
and
it's not a perfect system they've got yet. It's not tuned. It takes far too long. You know, I could understand if it sent out the messages and it took 5 minutes or even 10 minutes. But come on, two
mm,
hours, an hour,
yeah.
you know, it's ridiculous. It, at that point, it's almost unusable because you've got people, Paul's just gone live. So they jump on to see you live and all they get is a YouTube video.
Well, I was
They've
probably
actually
playing
missed it, you
music.
know.
I was probably playing music for an hour, talking to myself before the what was it? What's his name? That was there. God's child showed up.
Oh, right, because when I first said, hey, hey, that was when I'd realised you'd actually gone live.
Yeah. I suppose what I can do is try and edit the hour off the front, so it starts where we start talking. But I can
But
have a player.
that's
Yeah.
completely up to you.
I notice it cuts out when it chooses the loudest volume. But
Yeah, but I think if you know the little pictures in the corner, you should
mm,
have a box that says my name while I'm talking, and then it
yeah,
goes to my picture when I'm not talking.
right,
Well, it goes to the video. If you, let me see.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
It's
if you single click your picture, I think you stay on screen.
right.
Right, let
At
me
the
just
moment, it
see
just
where we're up to.
says comes up a black box with you when I talk. When I stop, it puts my thumbnail picture of my face up instead.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm. At the moment, I haven't set up stream from the camera on the laptop. I don't want to overheat my laptop. The fan's getting a bit dodgy in it. I'm not sure if you can hear the fan noise or not. I've got noise cancelling on, so I think it does a pretty good job of getting rid of the background noise. Sounds like vacuum cleaner here.
Yeah, no, I'm not picking that up in the background at all.
Yeah, I've played around with a lot of the settings. In fact, I can change my voice to a robot. Let's have a play. See what it sounds like. Because I
Oh
can't hear
no.
myself. I can't hear myself because I got muted. Here we go. Robot. Am I a robot?
Yes,
Does
you
that work?
are. Yes, it does.
Welcome to the Out There channel.
Oh no, don't do this.
Do you not like the robot?
Hey, we had a guy on our channel that got booted for doing a chipmunk voice.
Oh, but I thought that
He
robot. I
got
thought the
one.
robot voice sounded quite good though.
I think the robot voice needs to go the way of the chipmunk, personally.
Is it back to normal?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I have to click. No effects. Is it
Right,
back to
now you're
normal
back
now?
to normal. Yeah.
It's got some other ones. Flanger. I think that sounds
Oh
really sucky.
no.
Electro synthesizer. I don't know what other ones are, but that's on
Right,
some of the
I'm just
defaults.
looking for the unsub button. Where do I unsub?
You'll be back. I'm the only one that's talking sense about UFOs online, so you'll always be back.
You may well be right.
Mm. And we got a lot of good stuff coming still. Uh, this chief investigator from MUFON, he talks to me pretty much on a daily basis, and he tells me a lot of the cases they get in. A lot of their good ones they keep for themselves for the presentations and the magazine. But I hope to do one on abduction cases because I've been talking to him about why can't you capture these creatures on film abducting people? And he says because all the cameras go down. But I say, I said, well, have you ever thought about building a Faraday cage and sticking the camera in? Also with its own motorbike battery to drive the camera. So if the power gets cut, it still keeps on going. The thing is, you got to get the right mesh. If you have a look at a microwave door, you can see how small the holes are in the microwave to zap leaks from 2.6. What is it? Megahertz.
I'm not sure what the frequency is on the radiation.
Well, whenever we got the microwaves going in our house, it stuffs up our Wi-Fi really bad. So it puts out, it leaks quite a lot of radiation for microwaves, enough to interfere with Wi-Fi. But that's why they've brought out the new system from wireless N to wireless AC. Uses two bands, so it's less likely to be interfered with through a random burst of noise from the microwave or radio phones.
Well, just as a matter of interest, going back to what you said about the microwave, do you glow in the dark? And if the answer is yes, have you ever considered buying a new freaking microwave?
Well, I remember a story about a guy got tired of opening the microwave door that he removed it so he could just throw the pie in and hit start. Uh,
Wow. Wow.
apparently, I don't know if it's a true story or not, but apparently he had to have his arm amputated because it got cooked. Over time. It damaged the cells in the bone and marrow and the muscle tissue. So yeah, but normally we're surrounded by all this radiation anyway, and it mostly absorbs in our top dead layer of our skin because our skin's quite thick. If you're diabetic, you would know this because you get a needle that's like half a centimeter long, and you put that through, and it just gets below the skin level on your tummy or whatever, and you inject the insulin. So skin is quite a big organ. It's the biggest organ in the body, they say, but it's also quite thick, and that gets you just above the probably the fat layer. But yeah, that was quite interesting. I don't know if you know Peter Robbins. He's the guy that worked with Jacobs, that did the abduction research. He was like his sidekick. Um, he does some good presentations. I think I've shared a couple of them on my Facebook fan page and also Twitter
Yeah, I
and
don't do Facebook.
and Google Plus. I think I've put them up there as well. It's good to have a listen to some of his ones I put up there. But one of the cases, abduction cases he said the guy was regularly abducted, and this night his wife was laying looking up the ceiling, and he was on his belly facing down. And of course, when the UFOs come, they shine a beam of light, but it's not like a light like we know, because it doesn't leak. Only people inside the beam see the light. People outside the beam don't see anything different. So that the UFO could be above the house, shining a big mass beam of spotlight down onto the house, but it also makes the house into, I don't know, jelly or invisible, so they can walk straight through the walls or glass. So he was saying the beam of light come through the ceiling of the house and off the bedroom and started lifting him up. And he got to the ceiling, and the UFO had a problem, and he got embedded into the ceiling and come crashing down with the plasterboard and everything. I'm not sure if it got his bedclothes, but I think he was in pain. I think it got some of his skin layer. So he was telling you that story. Martin Willis, was it live show? He was talking about on that one, I think. Very interesting case, by the sounds of it. They should add physical evidence of his skin embedded in plasterboard.
You would think so.
But he's got like a study that's got hundreds of these folders, and each folder is a case on abductions. So they do quite intense research on these abduction cases. So it's not sleep issue or craziness, because they run them through psychological tests. It's quite an interesting field to be in, but most psychologists won't touch it because it's a career killer. So yeah, there's a few people out there that I know claim to have been contactees, and I can't give any names out, but me, I was always skeptical of abductions to start with. I thought, I don't know, a lot of the people they have on TV sound a bit crazy, but there are lots of sensible cases out there, you know. Like farmer would be.
It's a
A
crazy
farmer
sounding
would,
subject, though, isn't
yeah.
it? You know what I mean? That's the problem with it. But
Mm.
there are certain cases that, you know, they've got to make you think. Got to make you think.
Well, there is. Those cases, the best ones, are the ones where there are other people in the house that actually see the abduction take place. Or the people vanish, because they might go to the kitchen and the person might be watching TV in the lounge, and they come back and the person will be gone, but the TV will still be on. And they'd go to the front door, find it locked, and the back door, no one's left the building or entered the building. So they search for 2 hours for the person that vanishes, and then they give up and go back to the kitchen, and then they come out, and there he is sitting on the couch watching TV, in a daze, not knowing where he'd been for all that 2 hours.
If you can hear that bleeping noise in the background of my audio, I apologise. It's smoke alarm going off.
I thought it was our one for a minute, but then I saw you light
Yeah,
the cigarette.
yeah. Somebody. No, it's not the cigarette. Somebody's just burned something while they were cooking.
All right.
In the chat, Stephen Owens suggested, you know, before when we were talking about notifications going out to people, he suggested about maybe an hour before you go on live, putting up a video on YouTube. You know, you
Yeah.
just do a 30-second video where you just
Oh yeah.
basically say, I'm going live in an hour, put it up as a video, and people will look out for it, kind of thing.
I was
But
actually looking at some of the new settings. So they keep adding new features. There's in the advanced settings or somewhere there, it's got schedule it an hour
right, but
before you go online. and it puts
Yeah,
the video up there, but it's not actually doing anything. I guess I don't know. Well, it sends out a notification.
it puts the notification out. Um, freaking hell. It puts the notification out. And then people can actually click on that and just sit there, when they're expecting you on in, say, 10 minutes' time, and
Yeah,
they can start chatting and whatever. Um,
yeah.
None of that chat is seen until you actually open it up as live. Now, I tried to do that the other day. I had my
Mhm.
live scheduled, but when I actually come to do it, I'm not sure what the hell went wrong. Um, but I think I pressed something wrong. A good person to speak of that would be able to help you out with that, because he told me briefly how to do it, which is what I was trying to do but messed up. Is Jax. Um,
Yeah.
because what Jax does is when he starts his stream, he always has somebody at least already on there. Now he does it, where it's scheduled, and he just
Yeah.
leaves it not live. You get a couple of people on by sending them the link and whatever. And once he's got one or more people on, he then takes it from being off air. But what everybody's sitting there on YouTube waiting for, and maybe already talking in chat. But
Mm.
he starts the stream and he's already got at least one person on that he has to bounce off.
Oh yeah.
But Jax would be it's apparently really simple to do, but Jax would be the person to ask about that, because I'd probably give you some bum info, and I don't want to do that. But there's a way to do that as well,
Yeah,
which
it's
if you
quite
do it
easy
the way
just to make
Jax
a.
does.
Yeah, it's quite easy just to make a quick video, and so I'll be doing a stream and the topic ahead of schedule.
But the good way of doing it where it's like a timed event is the fact that although you might be starting for say an hour, you can actually be on that stream half an hour before. And if a couple of your friends come on, kind of thing, you can say, right, tonight I want to talk about this topic, then we're going to go on to this topic, then we're going to go on to this case. So you
Mm.
can like plan it out beforehand, so everybody has got an idea, if you like, of which way the stream is going to be going when it comes to topics. First of all, we're going to be talking mostly about, say, abductions. We're going to mention Travis Walton. We're going to mention Bonnie and Betty, and if anyone else can think of a good case, say now, and we'll talk about that as well.
Uh, I was thinking about getting a few MUFON cases that got graphics and putting them up, but I'm not sure if I can share the images. Yeah, what's happened to the sound?
I'm still here, mate. I'm just messaging
Right,
Jacks.
I think Google's lagging a bit.
Everything seems to be all right at my end.
Yeah, it's a bit laggy here. Not sure what's going on.
Right, so I've just asked Jax if he's got time, if he can jump on, and Jax will
Who's
just
that?
be able to. Um, Jax, you may have seen him. He's got his own channel, Paranormal Underworld.
All right.
He's a really cool dude.
Was that the one with the beard?
Yeah, yeah.
Black
He's a
beard.
nice dude, though.
I
Um,
think didn't
Paul,
DB.
can you do me a favor? Can you put the link up in our Hangout chat?
I think I already had it there. I posted it
Mm,
to the top on both.
right, hold on. Let's see which chat.
It's at the top in the group chat on the Hangouts, and also at the top on this one here, but I can post it again.
I don't see it in the group chat. The out
Don't
there
you?
channel chat. No.
I posted again.
I see I've said hi, but I don't see it before that.
Really?
Yeah.
There's one comment above you. That's the link. Oh yeah, I'll just post it again, see if it shows. There you go.
Ah, right. That's the on-screen chat. When I said the Hangout chat, I actually meant the other one.
YouTube.
The one where I just said
I
hi.
posted it in both chats at the same time.
Right, but
There
I've
you
got
go.
this one anyway. So.
This is really just to do a test run anyway to iron out things. I think it's come very clear. No breakups. Yeah, it's lagging. I can see you talking, but I'm not hearing you.
No, I'm not actually saying. I'm mouthing me words. I'm just doing a text.
All right. It was like half a minute or plus behind then, that's for sure.
I'm just trying to get Jax to join for a minute. Because he'll be able to explain to you exactly how he does his labs so that there's already people on when he starts.
All right.
It is a good, really good way, and there's nothing hard about it. As I say, he did explain it to me very, very briefly.
It's how many people can you get on there though, on the Hangouts?
Including yourself, 10 is the maximum.
Is it? Is that all?
Yes, that's it. It won't allow anybody on after that.
So you have to knock off some people.
Well, you have to do however you decide to work that problem out. That's up to you. You know, it's one of them. If you're going to boot people out, is it fair to boot people out? Are you
Mind you don't want
booting
too many
somebody out
people on.
because they're a waste of time, or being annoying?
Yeah.
When you want somebody who you know is good to come on, kind of thing, you know, but that's all down to you. You have to make them decisions. And if in the YouTube chat you get called out on why did you throw Fred out and let Billy in, then you know, gotta have your answer ready, mate. Because the chat can be ruthless at times.
All right.
But
I was more.
they're
I was
normally great
normally.
chat.
I thought I'd try this because normally I was using Facebook and recording the audio for my interviews I've been doing so far. Doing it the hard way. I thought this might be an easier way to do interviews with Earl, and then maybe download it and re-edit and put extra graphics in.
Hey, Jax.
What's up?
How are you, buddy?
I've got another voice.
Yeah, this is Jax. Jax,
All
this
right.
is Paul. Paul, this is Jax.
How you doing?
I'm way down in New Zealand, at the bottom of the world here. And it's pretty cold here at the moment. It's nearing winter.
Yes.
But we had summers up to 30 degrees plus, where you can't sleep. It's so hot. It's like living in Brisbane, Australia, where I used to live as well. So I hear a motorbike, was it, or car?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Jax's background. He lives on a motorway in a cardboard box.
You wouldn't be able to sleep with that noise going on.
But he's bought himself a really, really, really cool T-shirt.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you
Yes,
son of
I
a...
did.
You son of a...
Sounds like they're coming to arrest you.
Yeah, move your box off the road, Jax. Move your box off the road.
Quick, go and hide the T-shirt.
Yeah, Jax, Paul had a problem, right? And it was something I ran into the other day when I was... I'd put up that I was going to go live in an hour. And when I actually tried to make that live, I couldn't work out
Yes.
what I'd done wrong. So I just came out of it and started a live. The easy way, just through events, and just started it straight away. Explain to Paul for me how you do it the way you do it, where the notification goes out, going live and say an hour. And when you actually go live, you've actually already got a couple of people on your hangout, so that you're not going in there alone, waiting for a couple of people to jump on and then starting the stream the way you do it, where you start off with people. Explain to Paul, because I'd only send him down the wrong route, and I don't want to do that. I want to help him.
All right. Well, it's easier to show them than it is just to explain them. And I'm gonna hop on my laptop in a second or two because it's harder to explain than it is to show it.
Okay.
So just bear with me. But it's fairly easy. All you gotta do is you set the time. It's 30-minute increments. It's gonna be at least 30 minutes prior that the notification goes out.
Yeah, that was in the advanced
The-
settings, I think.
Yes. And then after that, it would be like after you're in the screen and everything to start your broadcast where it says go live. You just hand out the link to everybody. The link is right at the top of the page. It's real simple.
Well,
Yeah.
show us anyway. After you finish your cigarette, don't rush. Just hurry up.
Don't rush, hurry up.
No,
Speaking
thanks for
of,
coming on, Jax. I appreciate it, mate.
so what paranormal do you do? Ghost hunts?
Yes. Yep. We
I
help all
talked about a
kinds of
few.
clients.
Yeah, I talked about a few of my ghost stories with Il from MUFON. If you want to have a listen to that interview, went on 90 minutes.
Well, Jax actually has his own paranormal investigation group, ICCPI.
Yeah, there's a few groups out there. I think I add probably 1,000 to my Twitter account.
1,000 to your Twitter account?
Yeah, there's like 1,000 groups worldwide, all doing ghost hunting.
And you haven't got Jax. You haven't got Jax at it. This is disgraceful,
Not
Paul.
too sure. Not too
You
sure.
need
I
to
added.
sort your crap out, mate.
What's his name again? Because it sounds familiar. I might have him.
East Coast Coalition of Paranormal Investigators.
Yeah, what's the Twitter handle?
Oh,
tag?
I'm the real Jax. I'm the real Jax.
I'm the real Jax. Maybe I haven't got that one. Normally, they recommend when you down the side, and you can say, do you want to follow them or not? I am the real Jax.
Yes, sir.
JACK.
I'm sorry?
I'm
No,
the real Jack.
JAX.
JAX.
Juliet Alpha X-ray.
I am real Jax. Is it I am real Jax or I am the real Jax?
I am the real Jax.
Yeah, you got to get it right. Aha, found you. Let's come up with the name Telejax. You ain't got a picture on it. Hasn't got a picture, is it?
Yeah, it should be my. No, I do.
Well, it's Telejax at I am the real Jax. Joined January 2018, and it's got no picture. So
Then
what?
that's not me then.
What's the one that come up in the search?
Mine would be a. It should say the cover photo should be a full moon that says Paranormal Underworld, and it should be like the planet Earth. The moon with clouds is my profile picture, and it says Paranormal Underworld circling the moon.
Not finding you. I'll try Paranormal Underworld and see if that comes up.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That Paranormal Underworld worked. There we go. It's got a picture of a moon, is it?
Yes.
Yep. Follow you. So you should see me there now. The Out There channel. I'll send you a tweet. Let's see, with the interview I did with Earl from MUFON. He's a chief investigator from California, who I talk to on a daily basis. He had an interest in paranormal story there of one of his ex-girlfriend's place. I'll just send you the link now. Also, I did this interview using Facebook, and I edited it in Vegas with additional photographs. So I sent that to you on Twitter. You can have a watch of that.
Okay.
I got some interesting stories from my sister. It would have been really good to capture on film. But even his would have been good to capture on film. He talked about a burning man standing in a doorway.
A burning man.
Yeah, you have to listen to it. It's quite a good story. I won't ruin it.
I've never heard of that. A burning man.
Yeah, it's
What
an
the heck
interesting
is that?
Yeah, an interesting story. Apparently, it was to a friend of hers that had the hots for her, and she was dating Earl at the time, and said she wasn't interested, and he committed suicide. And
Wow.
ever since she got paranormal activity and woke up from bed seeing a man in the doorway that's on fire. But yeah, the story's there. You can have a listen to it in your own time. I added some graphics there, but he didn't have any photographs of the house or anything. But I have some cool stories of stuff jumping on me in bed and whatnot that you might be interested in.
I I hope you're not talking about pornography or anything like that. I will be back. I will leave you on that thought, and I will be back in 1 second.
Why would we be talking about porn? Yeah. I've also got a you're interested in ghosts and UFOs, I take it?
I'm interested in everything, all aspects of the paranormal. Ghosts, Bigfoot, aliens, name it,
Right.
I'm into it.
Right. I actually did a few Bigfoot episodes. I did a fun one where I got hold of some original Bigfoot sounds, so they claim anyway. And I put up pictures and played the sound, and people had to try and guess whether it was a fake voice or animal or Bigfoot. And one of my followers called Todd Q, he reckons his dog got all the Bigfoot ones correct. A little Chihuahua or something like that, little lap dog. I said, well, you better take him Bigfoot hunting with you.
Okay.
But you can find those episodes on my channel. I got playlists for Bigfoots. There is the first Bigfoot one I did was actually from Naked. What is it? Naked Survival Program, where they strip off and go into the bush and try have to catch their own food and stuff. Apparently, they got stalked by a Bigfoot. It sounded like a crazy animal in the bush, anyway. And one night they saw this white thing standing next to the tree because this woman claimed that she had a paranormal attachment, and this thing looked like a KKK hoodie. I'll send you the episode. It's only about 2 minutes long. And when I looked at it, I could see this Bigfoot in the shadows next to this white face, and I put it up straight after the show had finished, and it was only like a poor 360p image. I didn't have HD image of it, but it was good enough to see an outline of this creature that was standing there. It looked like a Bigfoot to me. So yeah, that one episode was quite popular. Let's see if I can find it for you. You can have a look.
Yeah, a lot of the time myself, I post the links over in the other chat.
And you mean the tube chat? I could try posting it there. So you had a watch of the smoking gun one I did off the alien grey caught in a UFO from Mojo. Have you watched it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Um,
It was done in July 2017, but it's a case from 2011. Oh, anyway, it was
I'm
done
not
on.
sure whether I have.
It's done on a handy cam, and it's very poor quality. And I spent a week solid working on the video to enhance it and bring it out. I'll post the link. I posted the link in the other chat, but I'll post it in the chat here. See if it works. Where is it?
The good thing with the other chat is when the stream closes down, the link will still stay there. Plus, once you post the link to a video, it comes up showing you like the picture of the video and all that.
Now
I'm talking about where I've actually posted a message saying I post here.
there you go. I've posted it. Mojo Alien Grey. Now this guy, every time I question him, always swears blindly that he is not a hoaxer and he never hoaxed it. And a lot of people said that he may have got hold of a lot of cheap LED lights and set it up on what do you call it, framework, wood framework. But when I layered all the lights, it formed a shape of a classic UFO, the Mexican hat. And you can see the window where the sort of opens up, like Bob Lazar was talking about, how they don't actually have windows, but they touch a panel and a square panel opens up in front of them, and it becomes transparent. The metal becomes transparent. Well, this thing just suddenly appears. This window suddenly appears, and you can see right into a cockpit there, and there's an alien creature at a panel moving its hands around, and its head's looking left and right at something on the panel, and you can see it's a three-dimensional head because the lights from inside the cabin are reflecting off its alien grey head. It's definitely a grey color, and it's got big black eyes, just like the abductions cases talk about. But people are still skeptical that he faked it using LED lights or a black car with LED lights on it, which is possible. So I never gave it 100% pass, because there's no way I could really verify it 100%, because he wouldn't give me the location. But yeah, this alien grey creature, I don't know how he did it, but if he faked it, he's way better than Billy Meyer, because it's definitely you can't see any movement behind it where there would be a puppet master. And if it was a LCD screen, like a video playing on a car boot or something like that, then I would expect to see reflection off the metal of the car, or off the window, or even off the framework of the LCD. So yeah, have a look at that video case and see what you think. It's 35 minutes long though, because I actually went into real big detail on it. And I'm trying to get the chief investigator from MUFON to give this Mojo a call up and see if we can get extra details from him and use his proper MUFON investigation skills to verify his claims. So he was quite happy that. So he's been in touch with Earl. So it's up to Earl to phone him up and actually conduct an interview with him. But they said they might keep it, the location, private, but he'll verify his information, because a lot of people were attacking this guy, and apparently he lost his best friend over it. He didn't believe that it was real, and so he sort of broke friendship, and also he lost a lot of other people around him because they thought he was a hoaxer.
I know which one you're talking about now. And I've got to admit, the quality of the actual footage, it's one of them. Why is it everybody who captures, well, not everybody, if it's not CGI, why are they using a friggin' potato? Because it's really poor quality footage, I thought.
It's a 2000 camera, a handy camcorder, and it was it's actually worth a couple of $1,000s when he bought it back in 2000.
Yeah, but the footage you get from it, it's, I don't know.
But I managed to
enhance the footage.
I managed to enhance quite a lot of detail out of it. It had interlacing, which was a big problem. As you know, interlacing does odd and even lines, and then it joins the two frames together to form one full frame. So if you're moving your camera and zooming at the same time, you get interlace artifacts, because you got some motion on one frame is not matching the other motion on the other frame, because old technology had slower CPUs on them, you see, and the cameras to decode and encode stuff.
Well, that was the whole point of doing an interlaced video, so that it was less work on the actual equipment. But it's a shame, because basically, like you say, when you're zooming in or if there's fast movement, it just messes everything up and makes it almost unusable to a point. Um, whereas
You-
nowadays, there's no point of using interlaced video. There is no
You did.
point whatsoever with the cameras. I mean, I've got a camera there, a Sony, um, the 450 minus. It's the one up from the 405.
Mm,
Um, that thing can zoom 60 times optical. Um, it's like £250,
mm.
or £280. Um,
60 is pretty good.
and it's a friggin' awesome camera.
Mm.
So nowadays, if you've got anybody who's got anything as good as that, and that's only a cheap camera, um, you should be able to get something good.
Well, it's not always about the amount of pixels. It's more about the quality of the lens and the zoom that you're doing. And of course, if you're zooming, little hand movements amplify. So you've got to keep it really, really still to be able to get a decent capture of whatever's happening.
Well, I've done loads of videos from my back garden where you can see a white line going across the sky and you can't tell what the hell it is. And when you zoom in with this thing, you can almost see whether the freaking pilot has got a mustache or not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And
right.
even if it is bobbing around a bit, you can still say, that is a plane.
That's the problem though, is nighttime filming is the hardest because the CMOS chips or the CCDs and some of them drain the batteries quite quickly, but they're not very good at picking up low light. But nowadays, if you had a modern camera, because you know how they use these TV shows, they spend like $10,000 on their widescreen 1080p or 4K now it is 4K cameras, and like a Survivor Man, he goes out in the bush and films Bigfoots and stuff, and even his cameras are a wee bit shaky when he does it, and he's got like top line gear there. And then it's not very good at nighttime either. Have you ever watched his nighttime stuff? It's not that great. It's grainy and yeah, you need like what Mojo had. You need like 1,000 lume torch that sort of lights up the whole area. But at the end of his video, um, as you can see in the beginning of his video, you can't see any round sort of objects like dandelion head. But at the very end, you can see this looks like a dandelion head. And when I enhanced it and drew around the shape of it, it formed like a mantis head. Looked like something from the 1950s. And I reckon when he turned that torch on, they were heading towards him to see what it is, see who was in the bushes. And for some reason, they stopped their tracks and took off. In fact, you can actually see in my enhancements that they're wearing these black overalls, pure black overalls. You can see the head, but you can't see the body. But you can see it's sort of like darker than the night background. So it's obviously like super black t-shirts they're wearing. So if it was like people wearing masks and t-shirts, I guess it's possible, but I think there'd be more telltale evidence whether it was a group of humans faking it on that footage. I think you need to watch it a couple of times anyway, but it's only a 3-minute video and I turned it into 35 minutes with all the analyzing I did. I did like a stabilized version of the creature in the cockpit, and then I did a color enhancement so you could see the seat it was sitting in. It had like a, if you have a look at it, it's like the back of what you get on the Aliens movie with the side bits coming up. And there's also another creature in the cockpit there, but just wasn't good enough quality to see it, but it was at the side of it. It come into frame once and walked away again. There's a lot of information in that video. You just have to watch it and over again just to spot stuff in it. So I still think it's legit what he filmed there, but video is never ever going to be enough to prove it to everybody.
That is
What I
part of the
like,
problem.
what I liked about his video though was, if it's legit, it gives us a lot of information. One, it proves that alien greys are real because the creature definitely has big eyes, small mouth, and a large head, and it wears these black overalls. You can see it in the cockpit. It's super black even in the cockpit. Have a look at it, watch it again, see what I mean.
I'll
And
check it out again.
yeah, and then I lost my train of thought now. It must be getting too late. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. What's good about the video? One, it proves alien greys are possibly real. Two, that the UFO definitely has some light absorbing skin, because you can't see, it's got some big spotlights there, but you can't see any reflection of the rest of the craft that's there. And if it was hoaxed, it's done very well, because there would be some telltale reflection of something that pops up. Like if it was a truck or car, black car there, you'd expect it to be reflecting off mirrors and glass and chrome bumper bars and stuff like that. And also, it shows the window suddenly appears and then suddenly disappears at the end. It's just like what Bob Lazar was talking about when he was inside the UFO, when he pushed a button and saw people outside the craft. He tells a story in one of the videos about that. And also, you see the craft is not making any noise, and you can see it's hovering above water, because you can see the lights are making the hourglass shape where it's reflecting off the surface of the, I don't know if it's a pond or a swamp or whatever it is, because he hasn't given the location, but it is a waterway there. And suddenly at the end, all the lights disappear, and you don't hear anything like people walking around or people saying action cut or whatever. Because to me, it looked like it could have been a movie set, from like an X-Files. You may have seen that third phase of the moon.
Yeah.
Had a video up recently, which in Australia,
Yeah.
which turned out to be a movie set for a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, there's something sold, yeah.
Yeah, but they got like a couple 100,000 views on that, so they made a bit of money from it. So, but they knew it wasn't something that crashed. That they must, because I picked it straight away. As soon as I looked at it, I thought, I reckon they're doing some movie filming in Australia, because Hollywood uses Australia and New Zealand for doing stuff like that because it's cheaper. But yes, and what's the other thing? You can hear a background noise if you put on headphones. You can hear it, like it sounds like car tires going past on a road. That's actually like, I figured it out. It must have been the suction of a pump. They must be pumping up water there. So are they filling up their tanks and taking it away to the moon or what? I don't know. But he said they only showed up in 2011. They appeared in the forest at certain other weeks or days, and you would always be too far away to capture them. And he said that he was one night he was walking across a stream, I think it was, and this smaller UFO approached him, and it had a mantis creature looking straight at him. And they saw he wasn't a threat, and it turned around and glided off, he said. And he went and grabbed his camera from his backpack because he was walking across the stream. And time you get the camera up, of course, it was gone. But that would have been an interesting capture if he caught that. So it comes up with all these stories, and it sounds like legit to me because the more crazy the stories sound, the more they turn out to be real, is what Bill von Murphon said. So yeah, like that guy levitating up and getting stuck in the ceiling when the levitation being failed. Something went wrong. Obviously, they have technical problems with UFOs, and he got trapped in the ceiling and fell back to the bed with plasterboard stuck in his skin, and they had to rush him off to hospital. I think it tore his skin open or something. I wonder where that video is. You should have a listen to that chat sometime. Peter Robinson's, he's the one that did the alien abduction cases. So yeah.
Well, yeah,
So
Paul.
have a look.
We've got Jax on. I'll go back and I'll check the Mojo vid.
Yeah.
While we've got Jax on,
He probably hasn't seen much.
Do you want to get? I was going to say, do you want to get Jax to run through how to do the live event thing with you?
I think I get what he was saying. It was like when before you click go live in the advanced settings, right?
He's got his laptop on now.
All right. I was just going to post another link into the feed here of that Bigfoot thing from the TV show. Have a look at it and see if you think it's a Bigfoot standing next to the tree. I think I was the only one that sort of noticed it. It could be matrixing or it could be a tree stump. But that one's got 20,000 hits, that 2-minute video I made. And it was probably one of my most crappy videos I ever made. And it's so popular. There you go. Bigfoot from, got a J there. Bigfoot from TV. Have a watch of that 2-minute clip to see what you think. I was watching it on TV and I said, they're all looking at this white hooded figure. And right next to it is this, what looks like a Bigfoot. It's got the big chunky legs and body and the typical Sasquatch head. So I'll let you do a bit of talking now, I suppose. And Jax, was it?
Yeah.
And show us something.
Go on, Jax. Educate us.
He's got to share his desktop view, hasn't he? Has he got 2 monitors on his?
I don't think so. I think Jax just uses multiple windows, possibly.
Yeah. Multiple windows. All right, once you go into Create a Studio, you hit your icon on YouTube and then go into Create a Studio. And then you go to live streaming.
Uh-huh.
And then you go to events.
Yep.
Paul, if you want to keep Jax's screen up big all the time, click on Jax's lips.
Where is it? Yeah.
And that way, if anybody else talks, he should still stay big for you.
Right, that seems to work. So how'd you undo that then?
Click on it again.
All right. Good. That's a handy tip.
Well, it's only you that sees that though, because on YouTube, I still came on screen while I was talking then.
All right. Oh,
So maybe it's only you that sees it that way. I'm not certain.
All right. Oh, that's handy.
Yes. So after you're in this screen here, after going to events, you can either click on new live event or schedule new event doesn't matter. It takes you to the same place.
Yeah. That's what I did when I made this one up.
So here, you just set the time. Like, say you want to go from an hour from now. I don't even.
Yeah.
What time is it there at your where you are?
Past midnight. What is it? 12:30 here.
12:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Say if you wanted to go. If I'm you and I wanted to go 3:30, it would be leave it at today,
Mm,
and then click on 3:30. You
yeah.
put your title here, and you put your description down here, and your tags,
Mm,
and then once you create an event, so I'll just do it real quick. I don't know what. Okay. So
I think I've got that set for default, and it always puts in the same one that I modify.
yes, that's very smart. That's what I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once you create an event, say if you decided you changed your mind or you want to go a half an hour early instead of modifying that.
Yeah.
I usually don't modify it, but if you did right before you went live to get people on first things first, hit go to Google Hangouts, and then yeah, it's not gonna let me because I'm already on.
Yeah.
But you're already on a call.
But this link here, right
It
up
comes
here,
up.
you paste.
It comes up normally to start broadcasting.
Yes. You take this link here and you send it out to whoever you want on your live stream. And then you just copy and paste it.
All right.
And then you wait for them to come on, and then you go live.
Yes.
You have to take it from the bar, do you? Because I was using the pop-down one with the person invite people on the one I've got at the moment.
Well, if you have them already in Hangouts, if you already have them as a contact, the easiest way that I find it is just copy and paste it, because if you do it the other way, like you were just saying, you got to invite people with their email address, and then you got to scramble and try to find their email address and whatnot. And
no, I just click on it, and then you just click on it and say right-click copy, and then you can paste it. But it might only come up when it's broadcasting, that pop-down. I'm not sure. I'd have to check it. Yeah, it's sort of like a short URL compared to the one in the top line up above. Yeah, we got infinity. Yeah, I think I got a rough idea.
I mean, if you got any problems with it, just let me know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's how I do it, and people seem to like the 30-minute,
yeah.
notification ahead of time.
I'm not too sure how it's going to work with my time zone, though. It helps if you're in America, I suppose. I suppose the time zones there are plus or minus 6 hours as well, aren't they, over there? East Coast to West Coast.
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast right now. It's 8:36 in the morning.
Oh, that's early.
So you're what? You're on the today's the third. Today's the third where you are, right?
When I talk, it should actually have the clock and time up on the screen at the bottom. Don't you see that? At the bottom right. It's probably hidden by the little icons popping up. Maybe I should move it to the other side. I never thought about that. Let's
It's
see.
actually cut off at the bottom.
Yeah, I might be able to move it while it's live. Let's have a look. Here we go. Is it moving?
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
Is that better?
12:37.
Has it moved across? It looks
Yeah,
like
it
it's
has.
still.
It's still cut
That's
off. You got to bring it up just a little bit.
That might be your screen size, because for me, I can see that fine. So that might depend on screen size and screen ratios and stuff, you know.
It could be, yeah.
I moved
Yeah,
it to the left side from the right side, but I don't think it's updated on this live stream.
No, can't actually see it on the live stream. Not on YouTube, although I can see it while we're talking now.
That's strange.
But it's not coming through on YouTube at all.
I wonder why. Should better move it in real time. I'll put it up top. There you go. It should be at the top now. Is it not showing up on top?
To be honest, the screen seems to be stuck on me. Your YouTube screen.
Maybe I stuffed it up now. Oh no, it's gone up the top on my one.
I see it. I see it on YouTube, but the screen is locked on Mr. Cuba there.
That's strange. Yeah, it's not switching.
Ah, right. For
Oh, it's
some
working
reason,
now.
I wasn't up to time on YouTube.
Is it updated on the other one? No, it's still at the bottom.
No, it's at the top.
It's at the top
Top
on
left.
YouTube now, yeah.
Maybe my one's hang on, it hasn't caught up. No, mine's still at the bottom.
On YouTube, you might have clicked the bottom line and be rewound on the video for a bit, because it is up the top now.
Oh, right. Maybe.
I'd actually done that myself. That's why I was seeing everything a bit slow.
Okay, I've pushed it forward, but it's still not flipping.
Why are you trying to flip it? Is it back to front tip for you?
On Hangouts, it's inverted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
not. It's not. What it is it looks inverted to you because the way Hangouts works, the screen that you are looking at yourself
yeah.
is like a mirror. Whereas what's shown on YouTube is the correct way round. Everybody thinks that the first time, they'll be wearing a hat and it'll say, when they're looking at themselves on Hangout, it'll say it back to front. So they try and flip the picture and everything, and it's not, it's coming out right. When you're looking at yourself on Hangouts, you're looking in a mirror.
Yes.
You're not
Yeah.
looking at what people are seeing on YouTube. On YouTube, it's coming out perfectly. Like, if Jax was to look at his hat, it'll say Nos Reg. It does, doesn't it? It says
Yeah.
Nos Reg. But
Oh,
on
right.
YouTube, it says whatever Nos Reg is backwards.
Gerson.
I know, I'm just pulling you.
Yeah, you're right. The live thing wasn't ticked, and it wasn't a red dot next to live, so it wasn't flicking.
See, that says ZYAD for me. And everything backwards. But on YouTube, it'll say Daisy.
Yeah, well, the date is backwards for me as well. on Hangouts, but it's right on YouTube.
It's like that
So
for
you can-
everybody. Everybody sees themselves backwards. Because
I'm not gonna do it.
essentially, you're looking in a mirror.
Mm,
You know what I mean.
yeah. It's like you're
Stop
inside the
pleasing me,
screen.
Jax.
Oh no, I was about to pull something out and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna behave.
So that's
When
what you
Jax
can
is on
do.
a stream, Paul, never ask him to pull something out because Jax is like a box of chocolates. You never know where you're gonna get.
That's not true. Come on.
Well,
I know, I'm just being an arse.
I think we probably need to wrap up this stream for today, I suppose. Oh, it's nearing 1 o'clock. But I think we've got a lot sorted out here.
Well, I hope it's been a help, Paul. Your
Yeah.
connection seems to have held up the whole time. Every now and again, maybe every 20 minutes, your microphone will go
No,
and then
no,
it
I've not had any
stops.
problems. It's been perfect.
No,
Yeah,
you would.
that's what we were hearing at our end. But it was more so earlier on before Jax came on, and it only happened for a couple of seconds, a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, you've come through loud and clear the whole time.
Yeah. I just need
so-
to figure out how to do sharing of images so we can talk about some UFO cases. But I'll figure it out another day, I suppose. And
But the easiest way is to have just another window open with the pictures there, and then just share your screen. But I say if you do that on live video footage, the problem is it runs choppy, and it doesn't matter how good a connection you've got or how good a computer you've got. Realistically, everybody has the same issue. The way it gets
well,
processed, really smooth, clear video when
well,
you're
many,
playing it will look choppy to people watching.
yeah, Manicam allows us to create another stream, which can be a snapshot of the like a browser window. So I haven't played around with that, but you can actually switch between your camera or your image, fake image. I've got rotating images, and also you can switch to a desktop view. I was playing around with that earlier before I reinstalled the software because it screwed up. It is a very old version. It's from 2012, but I find the newer versions suck. You know, like how they do all the pastel colors for Windows 8. That was sucky. But this is like XP fonts and stuff, and it's very easy for me to read and stuff. And it seems to be working just fine on Windows 8 here, even though it was probably invented for XP. But yeah, as you can see, I could move around stuff on the screen and probably add extra images that way too. So yeah, it's lots of ideas to play with.
I wouldn't clutter your screen with too much stuff, though. I mean, do people really need to see the date? The date could be in your description. Do people really need to see the time? I mean, if you want it there, put it there. At the end of the day, it's your stream. You do what the hell you want. And if people don't like it, then it's up to you to either change it or do what you think is right, what you want. Because at the end of the day, it's your fucking stream, it's your channel. So do what the hell you want.
I think
Yeah.
the time is handy there though, because like if you're playing music, I was playing music with the clock ticking over, but I wasn't actually talking. When people join and connect, they can see that it's actually working.
Yeah, I suppose.
Mm. But you could probably do a lot more with the software. It's just that you need to play and with it.
Oh, you can do a whole lot more with that software because Q, that's the same software that Vern uses.
What many can.
Yeah. Vern uses many can.
It's really basic and simple.
And just Jax wasn't here when this happened before. Jax, tell Paul what I think when people start doing the crazy voices. Paul threw on a robot voice earlier on. Can you imagine what my reaction was? You tell Paul, Jax, what you think my reaction would have been when he started talking like a robot.
He probably was pulling the hair out of the top of his head.
So I put the robot voice on again for you.
Right, unsub. People in the chat, unsub. Do not come to this channel.
Well, it's not that bad. That wasn't that bad. It's quite nifty. Here we go.
I seriously.
I am a robot.
Right, I am about to leave this call.
Well, thank you guys for joining us here. The Terminator music should cue that up with the robot voice. So yeah, you can do crazy stuff like that. And
Yes, we
I don't
know
know if
we've
anyone.
learned all that off.
I don't know if anyone would actually use a robot voice constantly. Maybe
that actually sounded like Battlestar Galactica or something.
Yeah. I thought it
So,
sounded quite cool, but I wouldn't want to do it for too long. Maybe someone like Secure Team 10 would use the robot voice for his leaker voice.
he doesn't need to. He's got Ken.
Ken the astronomer.
Yeah, he's not going to ever live that down with me anyway until he comes clean and admits it all. But he won't.
No.
He freaking hid my comment when he was going on about being trolled and people using fake voices and this, that, and the other. And I put up a comment. I don't understand. Why would anybody want to do fake voices at Ken the astronomer? And my freaking comment just got taken down straight away.
But that's not even his first one. The first one was Area 51 dude that I found and reversed. And it's as clear as day, his voice. You can hear it, or his accent and manners and his way he says things. But people, notice he's been panicking recently though, and he's been putting up these videos talking about how you can clone your voice. Your computer can clone your voice. He's trying to create a out for his leaker voices, saying that I probably manufactured his voice to make it sound like him, which is a lot of BS. Because if you look at the software, they did a Obama video, and you can tell straight away it's not Obama. Some of the words and some of the phrases there sound like Obama, but when they try and talk, for a couple of minutes, it's so obvious it's not Obama. And even the graphics they had with where it sort of molds the face around someone else's body, you could tell it looked 3D generated. So it's not perfect yet, but I think maybe in another 5 years, 10 years, with the computer technology as it's going and graphic cards processing and better algorithms, they'll soon be able to copy people. Like they'll bring back dead actors, and they'll probably bring back Michael Jackson. It's a bit like that Blade Runner movie where they have those 3D performers of Elvis Presley. Have you seen the movie?
Yes.
That was actually very cool part in the video. I thought was this 3D concert. But yeah, they'll be able to do that in future, I think. If they've got enough voice clips of someone and they can get rid of the background noises and get their voice perfect, they could have them singing. But anyway,
have you,
I suppose we
I was
better
going to
wrap
say,
it up.
have you seen the Nvidia footage? You know, Nvidia, the graphics card people. They've done a piece of footage
Mm,
and they did it live, and it was extremely impressive. Basically, you've got a camera in a car, and the car
mhm,
is driving along a road. The screen is split in half. The camera on the left is showing what is really happening, and it's
yeah,
during, shall we say, summertime. And on the left, they've told the computer to simulate it being a snowy landscape.
mhm,
Now, it's not perfect. There is the odd little bit where you notice differences, but when
yeah,
they filmed this, they were doing it in live time. Now, if
right,
they can do that now and they're releasing that, I bet they can already do a hell of a lot more because when it comes to
yeah,
computers, what they're doing behind the scenes,
yeah,
computers' powers are going up almost twofold
yeah,
all the time.
yeah,
Processing power, speeds. Okay, we're maybe not getting it filtered through to us um, as much. You know, you get a new
mhm,
graphics card in the next range, you're expecting, say,
mhm,
a 20% rise in frame rate and stuff like that. But this technology that they're using at the moment is advancing so quickly.
mhm.
I don't think it'd take 5 years to be able to fake somebody's voice perfectly, given enough samples.
I think
I
they
really
need
don't.
they need 30 terabyte drives to come out. They've been talking about that for a long time, but because you're going to need a lot more data for doing 3D and all that sort of stuff. And of course, now you got 4K movies. If you want to store those on hard drive,
Yes.
hmm. I used to buy lots of DVDs, and it used to fill up all the walls around here. So I'd stop buying them because I found that you can just download it and just store it on your hard drive and watch it anytime you want to. But my laptop won't do over um, 720p. It just goes out of sync. It can't handle it because my dedicated chip on the motherboard has become unsoldered. Apparently, a bad batch of HP ProBooks where they had the wrong solder mix on the motherboards, and of course, when it gets too hot, it unsolders the chips. So I've had all sorts of things fall off and stop working on this laptop. That's why I'm trying to save up and get a replacement one soon because I'm losing the keys on it as well. The keys will stop working, and the fan I've already replaced once, and that's sort of season up now. And yeah, they don't last long. But yeah, speaking of amazing graphics, did you watch that sci-fi? What was it called now? Carbon Altered. Did you 10 parts on Netflix? I think it was. Excellent sci-fi. You should watch it. It was actually almost like a movie made for TV. It was like a 10-hour long movie. It was really good. It was like a cross between Blade Runner 2 and um, what's the other sci-fi I was talking about? But yeah, it was a cross between two sci-fis. But again, it's a cop with a strange sidekick type story. But this one's actually quite good. It's it's based on a book, I think, Altered Carbon. Check it out anyway.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well,
guys, I'll wrap it up there and maybe talk again some other day.
well, what we often do is after parties. So
Mm,
what you would do now is you would stop the stream. In about
mm,
30 seconds, we'll see watching YouTube that the stream will actually stop. But then we
right.
often just stay on. It's still on the same link, and we just continue to chat.
But it doesn't record
And
it, you mean?
Yeah,
Right.
at that point it's not going out on YouTube, and you will find it. You will find, Paul, that some people will come on for the after party, but they won't come on the live stream
Yeah.
because they
But,
don't want to be on camera. I mean, they don't actually have to come on camera. They can come on just with a picture. But a lot of people don't want to be heard on YouTube, but
all
they're
right.
more willing to come on in an after party. So you can kind of have
Mm-hmm.
two sides to your community. You can have the group and the people out the group that don't mind coming on and being seen
Of
and
course,
an
they could do
opinion.
what I'd done here with mini cam and just have a photo come up instead of their live stream.
Well,
No,
the thing is, I could have been sitting here the whole time like that. So I
right.
could have been actually talking, but you could just be looking at or whatever I can. Jax could
Right.
do the same.
All right.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't want to actually come on and even talk. They'd rather listen, comment in the chat, that kind of
What'd you
thing.
do? Disable video feed, did you?
If you put your cursor onto the middle of your screen, you'll see on the top you've got mute microphone. I'm about to press this, and you'll see a mute microphone come up on
All right.
the
Turn off
picture in
camera.
the corner.
All right. Now I'm just my usual logo.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm
There
with
you
you.
go.
Yep.
So you
Simple.
can mute your microphone from there. You can turn off your camera, and then you've also got adjust bandwidth usage. While it's working right, don't mess about with your bandwidth.
No,
And then you've got a
it
few
seems to
other
be all
settings,
right.
and then you can of course leave the call.
Yeah.